In a podcast land where thoughts collide, Brian and Craig will be your guide. No topic too small, no tale too tall. Tune in, laugh out, you'll have a ball. From mysteries deep to light-hearted jokes in a poker rhythm where laughter invokes. Untitled is their name, the fun untamed. Each episode a ride, this shows their claim. Untitled, Brian and Craig get ready for a twist and a leg shake. In a quirky world where anything goes, join the ride as the madness flows.
So this was my first full week at my new job.
He's becoming a Buffalonian, people. He really is.
Yeah. It's actually called Buffalonian. I found out, what was it? Buffalo is called the Queen City is what it's called.
There's like 14 different places called. I think Cincinnati is called the Queen City. I've seen some places like there's one park in Denver where they have things referencing Denver as the Queen City. So I don't know. I don't even know what the Queen City means, but yeah.
I don't know either. Who knows?
Okay. Well, how are things in the Queen City, my friend?
Dude, I just survived my first lake effect snowstorm, and oh my god, they were not kidding.
It's not just a rumor. They actually happen, and it's pretty rough.
Oh yeah, it's brutal. Like, one of my reporters, I was like, hey, can you send me a picture of what it's like from inside your car? And it was like, I could see the dash, and that was it. It was just white. I'm like,
Oh, jeez.
I mean,
Wow.
I've driven and stuff like that living in Alaska, but I was just like, oh my god. Because A, it's cold. B, it's like heavy, wet snow. So like, as soon as it touches the ground, it like instantly freezes because the ground hasn't frozen. So it is
Sure.
like dangerous as hail.
Oh, sure. It's just icy, and
Yeah.
and pound or keeps building up, and yeah, fun. I had to wear a jacket outside yesterday. I mean,
Oh.
I probably could have done without it, but you know, there was just a little crispness to the air, so I didn't want to be too chilly, so I did put on the jacket. So I've had it rough here too. It's been bad.
Uh-huh. Well, it's supposed to snow today and like rain tomorrow, and then it'll be up to like 55.
Ooh, very nice. Balmy for Buffalo in December, I would think.
So apparently it doesn't get really bad until the lake freezes over. Then once the lake freezes over, it's fine, which usually doesn't happen until like mid-January.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So so it's going to get worse or it's going to get better?
It's going to get better.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so you're like in the worst of it right now. Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
You picked a perfect time to move there.
Yes, unless the lake doesn't freeze, then I'm fucked.
Well, what you gonna do?
Yeah, well,
That's a big lake to freeze.
I mean, yeah.
Some might call
And
it a Great Lake.
get out. Kick yourself off there.
Yeah,
Kick
I'm
yourself
sorry.
off.
I'm sorry. Hey, you opened it with the dad joke before we started recording.
I
was
did.
sure.
I did open it up with a really bad dad joke.
I think you should tell it just so that we can
God.
get it on the record.
Okay, so hey Craig, what kind of tree grows in your hand?
Gosh, I don't know, Brian. What could it be?
A palm tree.
All right, that was good. All right, now we've both done it. We've both done one. We've gotten it out of our system, and we're ready to move on.
The universe is in balance again.
That's right.
Oh god. But yeah, my first full week of just work and getting oriented and all that
Do you feel
stuff.
oriented?
I feel a little bit more oriented than I was when I first started. So
I mean, that's a good sign. That's how it's supposed to work. If you felt less oriented, they might be regretting their hiring decision at this point.
yeah, it's actually kind of great because they're like, listen, we can tell. So it was like after this first week, they were like, listen, we can tell you're doing your job, so I don't think you're gonna have any problem from us. And I'm like, oh, that's good.
Oh, that's nice. Good.
Yeah, because I mean, all I have to do is like show progress and that I'm doing things, and
Okay.
yeah.
Nice. I like it.
I mean, it's a lot of work. I'm not
Yeah.
going to not say that, but
Sure.
it's more fulfilling than previous roles that I have been in.
Good. Good. Glad to hear that you're
There is that.
like a duck to a icy, snowy ground
Yes.
or unfrozen lake. I don't know. I'm not sure what
Yeah.
the metaphor is there. But do you have ducks? Are there ducks in Buffalo? Is that a thing?
There are ducks in Buffalo. I have
Okay.
seen them,
Okay, good.
and from what I can tell, they seem like the regular old mallards.
Okay, so it's just a good place for ducks. That's good. I don't know why that's not a question I expected to ask, but here we are.
I mean, well, we did find out last week that there is a lot of squirrel enthusiasts. So
Right. Yes, that's
There's
true.
that.
So yeah.
Oh, real quick.
Go ahead.
I just
Yes.
wanted to say, apparently there is so you know how in Colorado there's like that big thing about about Bigfoot?
Sure.
So there is the city that I'm staying in, the city of Niagara Falls. There is a very active Bigfoot community. Like there is apparently a Bigfoot scene in Niagara Falls in New York and in Ontario, Canada. Very
Huh.
active. Yeah, like it's super active. It's really weird.
I would think Bigfoot's more of like a Western. I mean, I don't know, maybe not. Do they have Bigfoots? I mean, do they have Bigfoots everywhere? The question I was about to ask myself.
I mean, they have like Sasquatch. I think it's a Sasquatch here, but
Yeah.
I mean, in where is that place called? Tibet. In Tibet, they have the Yeti. So I mean, I guess
Yeah,
it's
sure. Wherever you want to believe, the Sasquatch can follow.
yeah,
Yeah.
or some form of it.
Sure, why not? Although maybe not the Mojave Desert.
Oh, they have one there. What is it called? Oh my God, not a Wendigo. Well, we'll put a pin in it
Okay.
but it'll come to me.
Your cryptid knowledge will reemerge at some point here. That's good. So is that is
Yes.
that your report on your week, that you've survived and you're beginning to thrive in your new role?
Yes, that is it. In fact, my boss is going to take me out, well, and all the other managers out on Wednesday to some super local joint
Okay.
as a thank you and as a Christmas present. He does it every year. He takes you out to have lunch at a place on company dime.
It's always nice. Now the real question is though, does it have a Buffalo Bills team shop within it?
Okay. So, I over this week I was going through local grocery stores because they don't have a Kroger here, which is what I usually shop at, or even a Safeway. So what they have three of them. They have Tops, Wegmans, and Aldi. Those are the three
Okay.
grocery stores. Aldi is awesome. Tops is like I don't want to shit on Tops too much, but the one that I went to felt like a dirty Safeway.
Mm,
But I mean, it might have just been at the time that I went there and stuff like
sure.
that. And then Wegmans. Bro, Wegmans is the shit. If I were to go to any grocery store, I would go to Wegmans. In fact, I love going to Wegmans. Wegmans, it's like Whole Foods, but without the pretentiousness
Mhm.
and without spending your whole ass paycheck
Always
there.
always nice. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And
So, but I was showing Craig. I took a picture because I walked around the corner or up from the corner of an aisle, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And they had, no joke, an entire official Buffalo Bills team store, like just in one section,
it,
like a giant section of the grocery
it's
store.
so impressive. Just the photo that you sent me, I was like, wait, because it looks like a team store. It looks like something that would be attached to the stadium. And then I'm like, wait a second, are those checkout lines behind that? I'm like, dude, is that the grocery store? I could not believe it.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was incredible. So we've just kind of decided between ourselves before we started recording that in order for it to qualify as an official business in Buffalo, New York, it must have a Buffalo Bills team store within it.
It's true. Even Aldi's has like a 20-foot by 20-foot section that's like Buffalo Bills merch. So
Yeah, I mean, everywhere you go, yeah, for sure. I mean, we have places kind of like there's a place in one of the Walmarts I was at this week that has a big Denver Broncos section, but I don't think it's quite the same level. I mean, we have more teams. I guess they also have the Sabres, but the Bills are definitely.
yeah, the Sabres.
Yeah.
All right. The worst team in the league. Okay.
Yeah, well, but you also have the Bills, so that's fun. So.
Which is like the second best team in the division, I think.
No, they're leading their division. They're
Oh, they're leading the division.
No, they're second.
Okay.
They're second in the AFC. If you want to get, and then I think my guess is that they end up in the Super Bowl. I just think it feels like their year finally. I don't know. Maybe
we're feeling it. That is the scuttlebutt, and we might be facing the Broncos on the first.
There is a chance of that happening. Yeah, there is a chance of that happening. And I will not root for the Bills in the first round, but once they defeat us, because I don't see the Broncos going to Buffalo and winning. I mean, I'll hope, but if that doesn't happen, then I will probably switch allegiances over to the Bills for this postseason in hopes that they can finally win one. That'd be fun for you guys up there in the.
Oh my God. I was telling Craig like in the very beginning, like before we started, that when Josh Allen marries Haley Stanfield, it's going to be the royal wedding.
So good.
I don't know what's going to happen if they win the Super Bowl.
Oh man.
A, my job is going to get very interesting. And
for sure.
B, oh my God, it's going to be pandemonium. Like
it'd be fun.
Like you remember what it was like when the Nuggets won.
Yeah, and I remember what it was like when the Broncos won, which is this city's true first love. So yeah, it'll be great. It'll be
God,
awesome.
that was nearly a decade ago, wasn't it?
9 years. Yeah, 9 years.
Wow.
2015. It's been forever.
Wow.
It's been so long.
Back when Papa John's finally released Peyton Manning from his bonds.
Well, there was a blood oath that was sworn. He had to keep advertising it until it was, until he was released. So, yeah.
Yes.
Which,
Anyways.
yeah, that was a weird tangent. So, anyhow, that's Brian's week. I'm gonna go over just something that happened to me this week because, well, I had Friday off because I was gonna do some Christmas shopping, and I also had to take days off because I either have to use my days off or lose them, and I had a few left that I need to take, so I decided to take this one. So I was gonna do some shopping. I ended up at 4 or 5 different stores trying to find things, and it turns out Christmas shopping is hard. So, but as I was doing it, I was inside a Walmart. Do you know the band Cheap Trick and their song "I Want You to Want Me"?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it's a classic.
Of course,
yeah.
it's a good song, right? Yeah, like that's a good song. Okay, they have a Christmas version of that song, and
No.
and it is maybe the worst thing I've ever heard. It was.
Oh my God.
I'm not even making this up. You can Google this and find this on like Spotify or something. You know that movie? It's a movie that's like a giant cast. It's settled around Christmas time, and like
Oh, Love Actually.
Thank you. I couldn't remember the name of it.
I love how you didn't even give me anything. You're like, oh yeah, it was this movie.
That is and you were right. It's Love Actually. You know, in the part where the guy who's like the washed up rock star, they like make him sing one of his songs and they just insert the word Christmas instead, and he's like so calloused and doesn't care, and he just does it. He's like, this is shit, it's awful, but like I'm just gonna sing it, and he's singing his song.
Yeah, because he needs the money.
Because he needs the money. Yeah. Evidently, at one point, Cheap Trick needed the money because I am not kidding. This song was, "I want you for Christmas. I need you for Christmas. I'd love you for Christmas. I'm begging you for Christmas."
No,
dude,
so bad.
and I think my version of it just now is better than what they were doing. Yeah. That happened.
Jesus.
It was I was just sitting there. I had to pull out my phone because I'm like I got onto oh my god, me and names. The app.
Shazam.
Thank you. Yes, that's exactly it.
It's correct.
Dude, I don't know. My brain's broken. I think that song did it. But it was either a combination of you over the last 2 months, or that song. So yeah, I pulled that out because I'm like, all right, I have to know what this is, and I'm like, oh my god, it is Cheap Trick. It just So that happened. And as I was trying to shop, and I ended up at like 4 or 5 stores, and I think after that point, I think I ended up having purchased 2 spoons. That was the extent of what I've got from going to like 4 or 5 stores because everything is sold out. They don't have the things I'm looking for, and I'm like, this is why nobody goes to stores anymore to shop. They just do it all online, and that's what I did, and this is why retail is dying, Brian. Oh,
dude, I worked for GameStop for like 10 years. You don't have to tell me twice.
Right, you would know for sure. So anyway, I Want You for Christmas, a Cheap Trick holiday classic. It's
just right up there with my girl Christina Aguilera. She thaws out, and Michael Bublé, and oh god, what's his name? Josh Groban.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely it's right up. I can't believe he doesn't get played more, honestly, because no, I actually can believe that because it was one of the worst things I've ever heard.
Because it's absolute horseshit.
It needs to be stopped. I don't know how anyone allowed that to be produced, but it was a crime against humanity. So yeah. So anyway, that's what happened to me this week. I went shopping and had to endure the worst Christmas song of all time. Why don't they play good music at stores when like it seems like they would want you to, they always have to play Christmas music, but it's not like there are good Christmas songs, but they're playing Cheap Trick, I Want You for Christmas. They're playing, I don't even know, like the Chipmunks. They're playing all of the things that are like make me want to leave the store. Dude, the Chipmunks Christmas. Oh my gosh. I heard that this week.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not good. It's not good.
I don't know how I feel about that, but okay.
Yeah. Oh, I know exactly how I feel about it. Horrible. Wanting to die. Well, maybe not that bad, but it was a lot.
You tell me how you really feel there.
Not a big fan of the bad Christmas music. So, but we've only got 10 more days, and then it'll be all over, and then it'll be...
Yeah, you're nearly there.
We're nearly there. And by the time when this episode gets posted, it'll probably be post Christmas anyway, so we're all good.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, we're right around
that. That's not.
No, that's fine. That's kind of our plan. That's our business model at this point. So it's all good.
Yeah, I mean you're not wrong. What was I gonna say? Yes. So I think it's time for
the news. All right.
That was really good.
Thanks.
That was great.
I'm getting better at it because I've now done it 11 times. Because this is
has it been 11 times? It has been 11.
The 11th episode of Untitled with Brian and Craig. Yes.
It is.
Yeah. So And to start out the news, I'm going to tell you, I want to tell you about the Canadian man who won the Microsoft Excel World Championships in Las Vegas this week. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you that story.
Wait, there's a Microsoft Excel World Champions.
That is correct. There's a Microsoft Excel World
I just
Championship.
quite literally would never have thought that those words would have been strung together ever in my life.
I think
Sorry,
it's great.
I just had to interrupt you there.
Oh, no, it's the appropriate response to that because that's what my brain did too. And also, there's a guy who can claim to be the world champion of Microsoft Excel because he won the championship. So that's the story I could have told you, but I'm not going to because I have a better one. I was also going to tell you about how the city of Bend, Oregon is asking the locals to stop putting googly eyes on all of the local sculptures.
Okay, I did know that is a thing that they do in Bend, Oregon, and
Yes.
it's funny that they're like, "Hey guys, please stop."
Please stop. Apparently, it's they're worried that the stuff that they're using to stick it on is going to damage the sculpture, so they're very mad about it. But the thing that's best about that story is the visuals, because there's pictures of like deer with giant googly
Yeah.
eyes and this big like orb that doesn't have eyes,
Yeah,
and it just has
super great.
googlies. Oh, it's so great. It's great. But yeah, so I was going to tell you that story, but then I came across this story. And once you come across this story, you don't go with the other stories because this one is the best. Wilmington, Delaware this week. Deputies
Okay.
responded to the scene of a crash, but this crash was a bit of a doozy. According to the New Hanover County Dispatch, the crash happened on Market Street near Bayshore Drive. Lieutenant Jerry Brewer of the New Hanover County Sheriff's Office said that Derek Dunbar, age 33 of Wilmington, North Carolina, was speeding down the street when he crashed into another car. So, so far, rather pedestrian story of a car accident. Not fun when it happens to you, but not news necessarily, because it happens all the time.
And no one was hit.
Yeah.
No one was hit by an ambulance.
No one was hit by an ambulance. There was no ambulance ride that then cost money to. Exactly. You get the idea. It was just a car crash. But that's when things get interesting, because
Oh no!
that's when things really started happening. Why am I talking like this? I don't know.
I don't know, but I just gotta say that was really good. And but you remember? God, what was it? Was it the 80s? This must have been when you were in like high school, or like I was very young.
Well, I was in high school in the 90s. I graduated in 94. So I mean, I'm old, but I'm not that old.
So you must remember. What was it? Was it like Wild Man or like Party Man?
Oh, Wolfman.
Wolfman.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Hey, it's like, Wolfman. Yeah, Wolfman Jack.
And he'd be like, "Yeah, kids, like never, like always wait 2 hours before eating," and it'd be like, "What the fuck?" Like
he was a DJ.
Like, he's like.
He was like on the radio, and like that's just how he talked whenever he's on the radio. Hey, we got next coming up. We got Cheap Trick, and they're a great Christmas song. I Want You for Christmas. Yeah, like that's how he talked. Yeah. Wow. I didn't expect to be compared to Wolfman Jack today, and yet here we are.
There you are.
Yeah.
You never know what's gonna happen. I really wish I could say that we had a script in front of us, but no, we don't know. Quite literally, we're literally flying off the seat of our pants.
This is how questions like, "Do they have ducks in Buffalo?" happen, because we don't have a script. Maybe we should, because then...
Possible questions to ask.
Yeah.
Is there wildlife in Buffalo, or is it a barren hellscape? Please answer.
For those of us who have never been and really need the answers to these questions. Okay, this is now it's time to buckle up, Brian, because Derek proceeded to get out of his car after the accident. Okay, so far so good, mostly normal.
So far so good, yeah.
Take off all of his clothes.
What?
Yeah, it got weird, right?
Wow, that just took a hard left. Okay, continue.
Oh, it gets worse too. Pulled out a gun.
Wait, where did he pull out a gun from if he doesn't have any clothes?
I don't know. Fired it into the air 4 or 5 times, and then ran into the woods nearby.
So he gets in a car crash, rips off his clothes like a male stripper, pulls a gun from I'm assuming his car.
Yes,
shoots it in the air, and I presumably he goes blah 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 blah, and then runs into the fucking woods.
It's so funny. Just really...
Sorry, hold on. You have to give me a minute. Imagining that, and like as a passerby, as a witness to that, you're just like,
what just happened?
What the fuck did I just see? Like, tell me, is this on like James Corden or something?
No,
like what?
No, this is from the AP. This is This is straight
Oh,
up real
Christ.
news. Oh, so he ran into the woods, and then a short time later came back out of the woods and grabbed his clothes and then ran back into the woods again because he realized he didn't want to be in the woods naked, I guess. Which, I guess that's sensible. Ah,
I
and then sheriff's deputies
what?
confronted him and arrested him and took him into custody when he came out of the woods the second time.
At least he didn't get cuffed with his ass in the breeze.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
there's
His
that.
head clothes on again. So he has been charged with going armed to the terror of the people, which I didn't know was a charge you could have, but apparently that is.
I didn't know that was a charge
I
you
know.
could have either.
Going armed to the terror of the people, indecent exposure,
Makes sense.
yeah, and local ordinance violation. I guess he was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. These all make sense.
I mean, local ordinance violation would probably be like noise complaint, firing off a gun, that kind of thing, I'm assuming.
Yes, I imagine. Yeah, firing a gun into the air, not always a good thing. Those bullets do come down. Thankfully, no one was injured in the incident, but that happened. And my favorite sentence in the entire story, because it really brings the whole thing together. I want to read it. I'm going to pull up the other, because I actually had two different news stories that I was doing with this one. So, no possible motive for this series of actions has been provided. That's the best sentence. That's the best sentence of a story that starts with authorities say a man crashed his vehicle into another car, got out, stripped naked, fired a gun into the air, and ran off into the woods. And yet that's still not the best
Yep.
sentence, because no possible motive for this series of actions has been provided. Is that a possibility that motives for these series of actions could possibly exist? I think the only thing I can think is that he's trying to do like when Walter White in Breaking Bad was trying to find a way to hide his drug dealings, and he pretended like he went into a rogue state and like stripped naked in the grocery store, and then like he'd pretend like he'd been out in the hot sun or whatever, and just started walking and lost his mind or whatever. Like that doesn't entirely fit with a guy who just got in a car wreck and he just really didn't want to pay the insurance premiums that were going to be rising. So instead, yeah, I can't even comprehend a reason why this series of events would happen. So yeah, no possible motive that fits.
Best case, like, and I'm just postulating now, mental break. Just mental break.
Yeah, I think that has to be what it is. So anyway, yeah, I'm Craig, and that is the news.
Jesus. So last week, we went to Catalonia.
We did.
And we learned about Tagatillo.
Yep.
The pooping log.
Yep.
And, well, we're going to go back to Iceland.
Okay, so Iceland was 2 weeks ago because we had the ice cat.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we are going to go, I'm going to tell you about the 13 Yule lads.
The 13
like,
Yule lads. Is this like the 7 dwarfs, but with it?
It's kind of, yeah. They're like gnomes. They're like mischievous gnomes.
Okay.
And apparently in modern times, they're more playful, less terrifying. But back in the day, 13 Yule lads. It's the 13 days leading up to Christmas.
Okay.
They would be out looking for people to put shoes in the windowsills, and they would put things in there, mostly candy stuff. Like
Okay.
that. Candy, and if you were bad, they would put in a rotting potato.
Gross.
So it was apparently so messed up that they used to be a lot more creepy. And in 1746, parents were banned from tormenting their kids with monster stories about them.
They made an actual law?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like, please stop terrorizing children. I just want to tell you, this is from the Smithsonian Magazine, and the names of these guys are amazing.
Okay.
Sheepcoat Clod.
Wait. Start that again.
Sheepcoat Clod.
Sheepcoat Clod. Okay.
Tries to suckle the ewes in farmer sheep sheds. So he, tries to suckle from sheeps. Gully Gawk steals foam from buckets of cow milk.
Gully Gawk. These are good names.
Yeah.
These are good names.
Stubby, short guy, and steals food from frying pans.
Oh, straight from the frying pan. Wow.
Yeah. Spoon licker. Can you guess what he does?
I'm going to guess he licks spoons.
Correct. Pot licker. Can you guess what he does?
It's something with weed, I'm guessing.
No.
Oh!
He steals unwashed pots and licks them clean.
That's almost like a help, right? Like a prep cycle for the dishwasher.
Yeah, a little bit. Bowl licker. Steals bowl of food from under the bed. So back in the old day, Icelandic people used to put bowls of food
Under their bed
for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, they have no idea why, and the jury's still out on why.
I feel like the Icelandic people got lazy after the first 3. They're like, we have Gully Gawk and all these things, and then we're just like, and lots of liquors.
Oh, wait until you hear this
Okay.
one. Door slammer.
Oh, door slammer.
Stomps around, slams doors.
Yeah, I was
Obviously.
gonna say like some of these are pretty obvious. Yeah, like Gollygok.
Ste-
I was gonna say Gollygok. You don't know what that is. Door slammer. It's like yeah. I mean, you kind of give away the end of the story right with the name there. So anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, Skeeter Gobbler. He eats up all of the Icelandic yogurt. Called
Skeeter Gobbler.
Skeeter. SKYR.
Oh, skier. Okay. I thought he was going to eat up all of the mosquitoes, but then I'm like, how many mosquitoes could there possibly be in Iceland? So he just eats the yogurt.
You know, I don't know. These next three are probably my favorite.
Okay.
Sausage swiper. He steals sausages.
Sausage swiper. I like the literal ones, like door slammer, sausage stealer, bull licker. Yeah, we get it. We get your whole vibe right away. Okay.
Window peeper. He creeps outside windows
Whoa.
and steals stuff.
Wait. What was the last one? I'm sorry, it broke up a bit.
Sorry. He creeps outside windows and sometimes steals stuff.
Sometimes, but mostly he's just a peeping Tom.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
Well, that's nice.
This one, door sniffer. You have no idea where this is going, so I'm just gonna tell you.
Okay.
He's a big nose and has an insatiable appetite for stealing baked goods.
Door sniffer. Giant.
Yeah. Remember how they have Fart Lake?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, this doesn't surprise me.
Oh, well, that's Finland though. This is Iceland. Those are two different. I mean, they're both sort of the same. Norwegian or not Norwegian, Scandinavian-y, but yeah,
Scandinavian, yeah.
yeah. Door sniffer.
There's two more.
Okay.
There's two
Okay.
more. Meat hook. Obviously, he steals any meat left
Right.
out. Candle beggar. He steals candles.
Okay. He doesn't really beg. He just
So-
swipes.
Yeah, he just
Okay,
swipes. Yeah.
okay.
So there's apparently like a bunch of names, but the most of them are all. It's basically down to like they're based on a poem, and they're all kind of derived from this one. But this is also in connection with that giant cat that would eat.
Oh,
kids,
yes.
That would eat kids who didn't
Their
wear their new clothes.
Yes, of course. Wow.
So yeah, keeping with the Christmas theme there.
Iceland's on some different stuff, man.
I still think we should go to Iceland and find that guy. We need to go to Fart Lake.
That's in Finland. You keep.
Oh,
Those are different
damn it.
places.
you know what? You know what? We just have to go to Iceland
And
and
Finland.
Finland, and then go to Fart Lake.
Yes,
Let's just go.
we
crazy.
really need to go to Fart Lake because if it's as good as it sounds,
I mean, it probably smells bad. That's why I'm assuming.
I would-
it's called
I would
Fart
imagine
Lake.
so. I want to go to the place that just is.
The place that just is. I'm sure that's like some weird little
Mhm.
farm town.
Oh,
But yeah,
wow. I think my favorite of those is Door Sniffer
yeah. Door sniffer takes the
because
cake, I think. I'm not gonna lie.
because most of them, you would think he just smells doors, which why would he do that? But no, he steals baked goods.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those little fuckers, they just steal
Yeah.
shit. That's kind of messed up.
But they also give candy, so like they give and they take away.
So like they steal. So they're like, all right, one of the Yule lads will come by, and depending on what's missing, we'll figure out what it was.
The cake is gone. Damn it, Door Sniffer.
Damn it! but mom, he left me a caramel in my shoe. Well, that's okay, I guess.
That was pooped out by a log. Don't touch it.
that was crapped out by Cockatiel. Leave it alone.
Oh, Christmas is fun.
Christmas is great. There was like a question. What was it? There was a question today, or not today, but the other day, because I was listening to a local radio station, and it was, "What day is Christmas celebrated in Denmark?" And it's like the 25th. Like correct. Like that was kind of a weird thing to do.
Well, they were trying to catch you. It's a trick question. The same day as everyone
I mean, well, all those Scandinavian places have weird things like the Christmas cat.
Yeah.
So
Or what are these elves called? The
Yule lads.
the Yule lads. The Yule lads.
Yeah,
I like the Yule lads. Yeah,
Oh.
that was good.
there is that.
I feel like my brain has been getting a break during Christmas because none of these are brain breaking. They're just delightful stories of culture's weird Christmas traditions. So I'm enjoying it tremendously.
Yeah, I figured I'd be
Yeah.
nice.
That's your Christmas gift to me is that I can have an intact brain for the month of December. So thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, maybe later I'll tell you about the weird Japanese Christmas traditions. Cause,
Oh,
boy,
I can only
oh boy.
imagine because
I'll give you a preview.
okay.
Santa crucified on the cross.
Okay, that's a twist I didn't see coming.
Right? And around him are the words "big fucking sale."
That sounds like some demented AI more than like the Japanese people, maybe, or
I
maybe it's
I
the same
swear to
thing.
God,
Wow.
I swear, my buddy who lives and works in Japan
Oh.
saw that and he's like, he took a picture and he texted me. He's like, I don't think they understand the spirit of Christmas.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
it was good shit.
I really like it. I really like it a lot. So,
Yeah.
all right. All
Anyways,
right. Wow. Got some stuff to work with here, man.
yeah, we do.
Okay. I mean, I went first last time, so you are welcome to. I'll let you decide. You can either defer
Oh
or
man,
you can go now, whichever you'd like to do.
Prager. I have the most demented, messed up Christmas movie
I
ever.
love it already. Go.
So, how many people are usually in a football team? Like, it's like 16, right?
Uh, like for an entire team, it's like
Yeah, like a
40
roster.
or 50.
Okay, so it's 40 or
Yeah.
50. Okay, so, well, for our intents and purposes, I'm going to call this movie A Very Buffalo Christmas.
Okay.
And so, I'm sorry. Just thinking it and then having to say it out loud is very rough. So, hold on, give me a
Yeah.
second.
Compose yourself, please.
So it'll be set up like a fairy tale Christmas, like one of those, those movies where the kid is like, but Santa's not real or
Sure,
whatever,
sure.
but they'll be like, the Bills lads aren't real.
The Bills lads. Oh, I'm already in.
The Bills
I'm already
lads.
in. Any story that starts with the Bills lads, yes.
So it's gonna be Christmas, and let's say Sally is like, the Bills lads aren't real, and then the dad's like, oh no, they are. If you're not careful, Josh Allen, Damar Hamlin, and all the names like the main 13 players will come by and do stuff, and if you're a good little girl, they'll leave you, I don't know, a present. And so it just starts off with day one, and it's like door slamming and stuff, and it's like, the little girl wakes up and it's like Damar Hamlin looking for like something to drink, and like, Damar Hamlin, what are you doing in my house? Get out. This is weird. And it just, keeps going until Christmas when it's Josh Allen. And just like, it just gets progressively weirder, and it's just Josh Allen and Haley Stanfield just standing by this little girl's tree, and it's like, ooh, I like this gift, let's take it. And so they're like taking this little girl's gifts. And she's like, wait, that's mine. And Josh Allen's like, nah man, not anymore. which which, to be fair, Josh Allen is like a pillar of the community, which is
Yeah.
like totally
Yes.
different from like, you know, whatever. And then it becomes hijinks
Oh
ensue,
my gosh.
and this little girl has to has to go up against and fight all 13 of these Bills
Bills
lads,
lads.
Home Alone style. So, one of them, like, oh, they like to slam doors. Well, what if you can't slam a door because it doesn't make noise? So, like, there you go.
Little
A very
Black Mirror.
Buffalo Christmas.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Can we start it with like a Jacob Marley type figure saying, on this night you'll be visited by 13 Buffalo Bills players?
You know what? Fuck it. Why not? Like, let's just go crazy. Let's just go wild with it. Cause like,
Oh.
I mean, how weird is it to be like these weird grown ass men just like in your house, and you're like, like, Damar Hamlin, get out of my house. Like, what are you doing?
But they are in uniform, right? They have to be in uniform when they come in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
Bullets,
they're all in
pads,
uniform.
the whole nine. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know that I can beat that. That's incredible. But
I just like the name of Very Buffalo Christmas.
it's very good. It's very good. I think I'm going to go with a Very Buffalo Christmas as well. We can just have dueling. We can have dueling a Very Buffalo Christmases. It's like one will air on Hallmark and one will air on Lifetime or something. I don't know how that works, but
I think mine would air more on like sci-fi or something.
very possibly, yes. All right. So a gentleman is in Buffalo. That's where he lives, and he's just walking through his house. He's just baked a chocolate cake. Everything, it's the holidays. Everything feels nice, and suddenly
Oh God, I have a feeling I know where this is going.
Oh, I don't know that you do. Maybe you do. We'll see. He opens up a door, and there's this creature with a giant nose that's sniffing the door, and he doesn't know why. But this guy, we'll call him Derek, just loses it. He's like, "What are you doing? That's my door!" And then he just he just strips naked, like completely naked. And then he runs out into the front yard with his gun, and he just starts shooting into the air because Door Sniffer was there and he wasn't ready. He was not prepared. And then he goes running off into the woods, but he doesn't come back for his clothes. No, he just goes. He's just gone in the woods of, I don't know. Are there woods in Buffalo? I don't know. I know nothing of Buffalo.
Yes, Craig. There is wooded areas. There are many national parks in this city.
I just picture Buffalo as like the surface of the moon, but with ducks, because we also know that there are ducks now. I don't know. I have no concept for
And
Buffalo.
weird squirrels.
Yeah, and weird squirrels, right? Weird black squirrels and ducks. Squirrels and ducks. That's what we know. That's what we know about Buffalo so far. So stupid. But anyway,
So dumb. This one railed so fast.
so he's naked in the woods, and the cops have him surrounded because he shot off a gun and then ran into the woods, and no real motives could be found for his behavior. But he manages somehow to evade the police, Luigi Mangione style, and makes his way back into his own house. And somehow they didn't know whose house or who it was. And he just gets dressed, and the police, they stake out the woods for several days, but they can never find the naked man who went running into the woods. And then he comes back. Door Sniffer has eaten all the chocolate cake, but they sit down, they have a nice talk. He leaves them some candy, and they just have a very Merry Christmas. Kind of a anticlimactic ending, really, but it's just a story of one man being surprised by a Yule lad, and then going off the pretty much the off the
Going way
rails.
off the handle.
Yeah, way out of bounds. But then managing to sneak his way back into his life and realizing that it really wasn't so bad all along, and to be thankful for the blessings that he has. So it's a heartwarming story at the end if you really think about it.
I mean, if it's gonna be on Hallmark, the dude has to be like really ripped,
Yes,
and there has to be like some woman who's like,
I could never love you.
I could never love you, and then he like strips naked and shoots gun, and she's like, oh my lord, I didn't know he was such a man like that.
I've always wanted to be with a man
Given
who just strips naked and starts shooting weaponry into the air, and I never thought it could happen to me.
I mean, if any of the most attractive traits in America for men in America are to be believed, it's being a racist and being a gun
Yes.
owner are the most attractive traits.
It's what you need.
So-
It's what you need to snag a woman, I guess. I don't know. So there we have it.
Jesus. I like that. He just flies off the handle. One Yule lad visits
Yeah,
him.
that's all it takes.
We could do you could do that. Like he just increasingly flies more off the handle when more Yule lads visit him.
Yeah. Oh, that's
know.
that is true. You could just keep building it, and then at the end,
Just like
he discovers the true spirit of Buffalo as a Bill's Team store is opened in his own living room.
oh yeah, no. Is that he wakes up and is like, I have an official Bill's Team store in my living room?
Congratulations!
And Josh
made it.
Allen is there. And he's like, this is the true spirit of Christmas, brother.
Josh Allen just randomly shows up in the end credits. Yes. Oh, the Christmas.
Allen has to be, if you mention anything Buffalo, it has to be Josh Allen.
Oh, so good, so dumb. Oh, I love
It's
this show.
stupid. Yeah,
I love this show.
I think this one, like, as I was editing a few of the other ones, I'm like, wow, this really went off the rails. But like, I think this one went farther off the rails.
Every week, we in a few. If we are still doing this in 2 years or something, I'm worried what might actually occur.
It'll go from a what is it? It's a fever dream to like to like one of those surrealistic animated movies from the 70s.
Yes. Oh.
With like those weird rotoscope backgrounds and like just psychedelic weirdness.
Oh. I mean,
And I promise you, we're both sober. Like we're not under any type of drug.
it is 10:45 in the morning right now on a Sunday. I haven't been imbibing anything except for just Christmas spirit and coffee. So there's that.
It's that Christmas spirit that's
It'll do
to
it to you every time if you're not careful. So you know what? Something you might want to have under the Christmas tree this year.
Ooh, is it a box of?
That's what I'm
Q-tips?
thinking. Yeah, and then what we could do with that box of Q-tips, Brian.
You know what you should do before you use them.
Yeah.
Read the back of the
You
box.
should always read the back of the Cutie box.
Untitled with Brian and Craig is produced and edited by me, Brian Dunnigan. It is also hosted by me, Brian Dunnigan, as well as Craig Dodge. Opening and ending themes are created by AI, so nobody has license to those.